There it
Hey,
is.
we did it. Nice.
What's up, everybody?
Good.
We're on Facebook today too. So
Yeah,
expanding
it's called
our
Meta.
empire.
It's called Meta.
Well, it's still Facebook.
Yes.
The company's Meta.
Okay, Bryce was wrong. What's new?
Red Candle Chaos says, let's get it. I agree.
Perf. Morning, boys. Morning.
Yeah, I'll start. I see Lobo just hit scan too, so maybe we got another one. But end of a slow week. This was like the marathon Super Bowl week for large cap stocks. FOMC meeting, Super Bowl of earnings. I believe today the jobs report came out as well.
Oh, how was that?
I don't know if I'm correct on that. I thought it did come out.
It was supposed to, yeah.
So it must come out. It didn't really react to anything. Trump put out more tariffs yesterday. So we're gapping down 1%. Large caps weak. I mean, let's be honest here. I don't know what the future holds, but we have literally gone straight up for like 4 months. So like a pullback at this point is completely natural. I'm not saying we're panicking, but like a slow pullback, a couple percentage points is completely normal. So we're going to see what that brings. It doesn't really affect us in small cap land too much. But I'm glad this week's out of the way. Starting next week, hopefully we get some more small cap momentum after all those news events are out of the way. I think for me, my top watch day is going to be Figma. I traded this yesterday afternoon. It was actually my biggest trade of the month. I was talking about it yesterday. I bought here and I actually sold here. I knew I should have swung it. I absolutely knew it, but there was just no way I was going to make it. So I sold most of it here. At this point, we're gapping up. There's a lot of hype around this IPO. It's a larger price stock. It's already, super extended, but it's Friday. There's momentum. We've seen IPOs like Circle, right? Circle's kind of the guide, and there's a lot of hype around this, so I'm trying to be a little cautious. But Circle, it had 2-3 days basically straight up, went sideways for a week, and then had a monster breakout, went all the way up to 200. So slightly different scenario. I will say Circle's a smaller market cap. Fig is already at 80 billion market cap. Let's keep in mind, Circle, when it was running, was like 5, 10, 15 billion. So
whoa, 80 billion now? That is crazy.
Yeah, Fig's already 80 billion.
I thought I saw like a super not like reliable news source, but it was like on the Twitter post, and it was posted yesterday. I saw 24 billion, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, that was probably around the IPO price.
Right, exactly. Whoa. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I want to see Fig kind of dip and rip. Honestly, we've got quite a few key levels from pre-market. I mean, if we look at red green's what, like 115? It's not even showing up on the chart. Yeah, 115. So we do have, $22 a share of potential. I'm not saying we're going to go red, but dip and rip. That's more what I'm trying to say here. I'm looking for a dip and rip on Fig. I want to see it hold ideally like 133. But even if it holds 130 down here, or even like 128, I think it's still fair game, still in play for a potential dip and rip. It is a high price stock. If you don't like trading high price stocks, Tim Bowen talks about the rule of 10 all the time. And it's just a simple rule. If you usually buy 1,000 shares, buy 100. If you usually look for $1 share of upside, look for 10, right? It's the same math. It's just a bigger price stock. So don't let that scare you away. There's definitely a lot of volatility here. And on that note, just before we go live, I do want to shout out TradeFunder. Because if you feel like you don't have enough money to trade those accounts, go click that link in the description. Take a look at TradeFunder. TradeFunder will get you a funded account. You can have $100,000 of buying power, which means you can buy basically 1,000 shares of this thing, which is, well, way more than anyone needs. So take a look at that. If you feel like you're missing out on these gains just simply because you don't have enough money, capital to trade with, it's not a solution for your trading, but it does give you an accelerator to really get you to where you want to go.
Yeah, and congrats to Rob here, and I guess Matt too for giving a good idea on Fig. But forget about Matt. Forget about Matt for a second.
Rob's the man here. Rob's the man.
Rob's the man. Congratulations. That's a great trade. And yeah, you get to trade pre-market 4 a.m., which honestly, I don't talk about that enough either. That's a pretty sweet advantage. So we get to trade that. Yeah, phenomenal trade.
Fantastic. I talked a while there, but real quick, Fannie Mae I think could be interesting. It's an OTC. It's a slow mover. Had earnings a couple days ago. There's clearly a breakout at basically this $9 level, and we're gapping above it right now because Trump yesterday tweeted, I'm getting a bunch of bank CEOs together, and we're going to take this thing, from conservative ship, which is what it is, to public. So there's hype around that. We'll see if this gap holds. Fannie Mae is a very slow moving stock. So if it does hold, I don't need to rush into it. It's probably going to trend up all day and might even be a potential weekend hold. So Fannie Mae is definitely interesting. In terms of gappers, BTAI, not super interested in. NAMM, not super interested in. TNON's fairly new. The news came out only a little while ago, so we'll give that a chance. Biggest gapper is MWYN. Definitely a Chinese company. I'm not just saying that. I can look at the chart and I can tell you it's a Chinese company. It's got a huge slam candle. So sketchy. Just because it's sketchy doesn't mean you can't run, but I'm just throwing out all the red flags. And Lobo's the other gapper that is brand new too. So just not really enough news for me to get uber excited about. Bryce, what am I missing?
My main watch today is also FIG. I'll be watching for that dip and rip. But we've already gone over that plan. REPL, REPL, holding it up better than it should. It's I don't love the volume certainly died off a little bit. I don't expect this to be a monstrous mover. Like, I think honestly, a best case scenario is anywhere between $8 and $9. So the way I'd probably look to trade this is if there is a really key level consolidation zone, I guess, out of the gates this morning. Most ideally, like right at that $7 level, going sideways. I'd like to just scalp it through that area, looking to sell into an $8 break, an $8 push. And I mean, that's really going to be it. I'm seeing a bunch of people ask about MCVT. Listen, I don't need to be the person to talk about a big glass wall, but I think you guys all know, you can see it on the box there. It's just running straight into resistance. Could it do something? Sure. But
yeah,
I just don't think first of all, it's gapping up 20% on news right now. Like, if this thing was gapping like $10, I might have some more interest. We've just got so much resistance though. I mean, we're gapping straight into day one's resistance. First of all, end of day, that $7 level right there, super key. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not a trade 100%. I'm just saying it's 100% not a trade I will take.
I'm with Bryce there. Yeah, it could go 8, it could go 9, but you're fighting an uphill battle here, and I'm not interested usually in fighting uphill battles. I like to coast downhill, ride the trend. So that's a tough one. We'll keep an eye on it. Open's another one, similar thing as well. Like, it hasn't really had a first green day. Bounce style trade, just broke down, seems to have some volume, but I don't really have much faith that this is really going to run super far. So, thank you, Vitis, for Navini. I do like Navini. I didn't see how this was gapping this morning. Oh, it's there.
It is gapping.
This is actually, this might be my top watch. So shout out to you. You've earned your commission check today. Navini here.
You can tell Matt Monaco to what your Venmo is.
Navini is definitely a really good breakout. I would love to see it get some more volume, but this is a big breakout on like multiple time frames. So all the way back from May, also from the recent one. It gapped down weird earlier this week. Like tried to run and then had a big gap down, but we've since recovered. So definitely interested in Navini.
I will say
you're going to be my top 2.
I will say buying strength on Navini has not really been a super easily working. I mean, like basically high day breaks other than that very last end of day on the breakout day there. Very end of day, that kind of high day breakout worked. But other than that, I mean, it's definitely been more of like mark out your levels, which right now I think that level is kind of just around 70 cents. So I'm being honest, like if we can,
there's like this one level around 80.
Yeah,
but like it basically was just the open. Like there really wasn't a ton of volume.
I think I'm going to be looking for either consolidation near 70 cents or dips near 70 cents to start into that. But I'm also not a great dip buyer, so like I got to kind of balance that together. I don't want to try to be something I'm not.
Oh
yeah, thanks.
And that's what we got. So Navini, definitely big breakout watch. Keep this one on our radar. We're gonna watch that closely. And then Fig, you've got my dip and rip pattern on there. That's basically what we're looking for. All the others are kind of B level trades. Like they're not A pluses, they're Bs. So one might set up for something. We'll catch it. The rest, we'll kind of just let them do their thing.
Indeed.
We got Mental Market Open. I know Jackie was asking how to sign up for TradeFunder. So I dropped the link there in the chat. Definitely use that link. You get a sweet discount using that link. And behind the scenes inside baseball, I don't know how long that big of a discount's going to last. So definitely go click the link. There'll still be a discount, but the price might be going up here soon. We've been doing this a month. So go take a look at it. See if it's for you. We'll talk more about it towards the end of this webinar. By the way, Bryce, I got to get off at like 9 my time, 9:15 today. So we only got like 45 minutes. You can stick around if you want.
No, that's probably perfect. That's probably perfect.
Okay. 10:15 market time. So we got 45 minutes, folks. Navini, stop. What are you doing to me? I tell everyone about it. It goes straight up. I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait. Last time Navini broke out, it did this weird morning dip and then took off.
That's so strange. I just saw I'll wait for a second here. All right, keeping a really close eye on Fig. That is number one for me here. And Navini, if we can get down to 70. Well, MWYN didn't even try to break out there.
No. And what was the other one? Oh, Fannie Mae doesn't seem to be holding this gap here. So
Navini can't hold 70. All right, Figma.
Ligma?
Sigma? Ligma. Always Ligma. VWAP should be a pretty key area here. We'll see how that reacts.
Indeed. I don't want it to go straight up without me, but just maybe it will. Yeah, this Fannie Mae dip's nothing to write home about. Or I guess pop. Disappointing. And then looking at the gappers, MWYN, so far just a dip. BTI, nothing. Lobo. Lobo was the one that took off. I told you one of them's gonna take off for sure. NAMM totally dead. T-Non's not bad. Open I don't like. And MCVT's already red, so no. No, thank you. T9's got a very clear pre-market high here. Again, hopefully it just doesn't break straight up on me. Hopefully it, at least for 5, hopefully 10 minutes, chills around this 140. Then we break over 150. That definitely could be a trade. And Fig so far just mooning.
Yeah, nice push. Oof. Kind of a rough wick. Not bad. It's just holding the view up, I guess.
SPY seems to be falling off a cliff, huh?
SPY got, crushed. Amazon got beaten down with their, I think it was their earnings day yesterday.
Yeah. Fannie Mae looking like a nothing burger.
Oh, Figma. That's a heavy. If you look at the 5-minute chart, that's a hefty wick.
Yeah, that is.
That is a hefty wick.
We'll just let it chill for a smidge.
Oh, it broke that high by 2 cents. That pre-market high there.
I mean, the range on this thing's just nuts. $10 a share.
That is.
We'll see if we can dip and rip now. We got the dip.
Now can we rip?
T9 150. Didn't really wait.
And he went red.
All right, Fig. Let's see if we can chill around this support level.
I think I'm gonna have to take Repl off of my list. I was telling Matt yesterday I'm not allowed to touch these volumeless trades anymore. That one's just doing nothing.
T9 just vertical.
Is it? No way.
Yeah, someone just said impossible to trade. I agree. Like,
whoa!
Unless you're just super quick on the trigger, straight up on us.
Yeah,
that's just getting blasted.
Oh my gosh, it's about to hold up. That's crazy. It really didn't have that big of a gap. Pre-market, it's only up 70% right now.
Some pelvic infusion portfolio thing. Not really sure what that means.
Oh, yeah. They were doing their study on me. Oh, fake halt.
Wild.
Yeah, nice mover. No way to trade it, but nice mover.
Focus still for me is on Fig.
Yeah, that's a very nice fade if you're short. Lobo, I'm kind of curious to see what we get here on this consolidation. We just kind of came down to VWAP here. What's the what's the next move going to be? Very similar to T9, honestly, which makes me think one of these will work very well and the other won't.
Fig.
Right now, it kind of seems like a guessing game as to which one that's going to be, but
Bryce, I told you, I had this feeling. We'll see if Fig can hold up, but I had this just feeling where I was like, oh no, Fig is just going to get massacred today.
I know. Well, and it's a kind of a good. We'll see. It's not done, but this is what happens when everyone is so hyped up about one trade idea. Everyone was like, "This is going to 150. This is going to 200," and like when everyone's saying that, and you brought up a really good point. That market cap is massive.
Yeah, it's much bigger than Circle was.
Huge. You combine kind of all that together. Everyone's leaning the same way. Everyone's waiting for the same thing to happen. Already incredibly overvalued. I mean, honestly, what is that? A $30 billion market cap at the time, I think, of that IPO is up another 100% in one day. That's a lot. That's a lot. NVIDIA, I'm very disappointed in that one. Dude, FIG is the dip that doesn't stop dipping.
The dip that doesn't stop dipping.
Like, even if you wanted to go short, where do you enter that? Like, nowhere.
Yeah. Well, we still got a couple levels of support, so I'm not giving up on my dream here. We've got the pre-market lows. We've got yesterday's close. If it gets to yesterday's close, I think I'm just totally done. But pre-market lows here are 124. I've not bought any shares yet, so
yesterday's high day, also that same kind of price right there.
just bloodbath, dude. Just selling. Just watching level 2. Just sell.
That 5 minute, oh my gosh, straight through yesterday's lows.
They're just slaughtering this thing.
Slaughtering. That is nasty. Well, it looks like Lobo, by the way, is the day one gapper that's going to work today. I think Tenon is fading off a little bit harder here.
Yeah.
Matt, can you hold down the fort for just a second? I'm going to go fill up my water.
Of course, Mr. Tuohey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Lobo. Holy rancid guacamole. I agree. I mean, that's like $20 a share. That's crazy. Just bounceless, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say. Disappointing, no trade. Lobo is halted up. Hot damn. Tina, do we buy the dip? It is straight down to pre-market support. Just checking over everything, seeing if we got ourselves a decent trade anywhere.
Figma trying to bounce a little bit.
Figma?
Oh my gosh. Lobo, a sub-dollar halt. Whoa. You anything else popping up that I missed here?
No, just pretty much Lobo. Got a prayer and a dream here on on Fubu, Figma, Ligma.
Ligma. Man, yeah, I've got Figma's the only thing really. Other and Lobo. I should actually put that on my screen right now. NVIDIA, very disappointing. Tenon actually consolidating pretty well here.
Yeah, I was just looking at that as well.
That doesn't look too bad.
This one's just dying. Lobo, I'm going to wait for the unhalt. Navini definitely dead. Fannie Mae couldn't hold the gain, dead. Repl, no volume, dead. We got LXEH. What is this thing? Kind of low volume as well. Figma, if this is the only bounce we can get at all,
whew, that is crazy.
Watch out, 100 incoming. That's all I gotta say.
Tenon, see if we can hold this high at daybreak here, or if this is just kind of a fake out. There was a lot of volume for that, and so far, pretty gnarly reject. Yeah, that might just be. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it feels more like one of these is going to work really well. And by one of these, I mean Lobo or Tenon. And if I'm a betting man, Lobo looks a heck of a lot better. Going to $1. Wow.
Dollar make me holler.
Wow. Very impressive.
Yeah, no trades for me. I was really just focused on Fig here.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Fake halt there on Lobo. Yeah, Figma, that I cannot believe that couldn't bounce more.
Figma, unbelievable weakness.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, what a low a day slam.
I know, man.
That is gnarly. Tenon, actually, this is looking very strong now. That's
I think Fig's going to get bloody.
I think Fig's going to get. I mean, this is.
It already is pretty bloody. It's down $30 a share.
But we're not even red yet. That is craziness.
I was honestly thinking about shorting a bounce on this thing, Fig, and we just never bounced, man. That should have been a sign to hit a little harder, but I'm just sitting here on the sidelines watching other people make money.
I'm very surprised here.
The last thing I said to Bryce before we hopped on was, I think this thing's going to go to $90 today. I just hope I get a bounce first.
Right. Yeah.
And I did nothing. I did nothing.
Oh my gosh. Bloodbath.
I told you, there's too many people talking about this thing on Twitter. When you see everyone talking about the same stupid stock on Twitter,
yep,
you gotta run. It's like Wall Street bets.
Tenon, I'm going to say Tenon and Lobo are both staying stronger than expected, which I'm not going to complain about. Figma did officially go red. Yeah.
We should also say that, the Qs, the overall market is getting smacked. At the same time.
I read something. Let me see if I can find it. It was kind of interesting. Something like, yeah. So I mean, I'm not a huge moving average guy, but I know some swing traders really like the 8 daily SMA, and that was the first. Yesterday was the first close below of that SMA since June 12th. The thing has just been on a rocket ship. That's what I'm like. It kind of makes sense. We're overdue for some pullback. Oh my gosh, we're down 2%. Whoa.
I know.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. We're on 40 points. On the SPY.
Yeah.
In 2 days.
Without a bounce. Whoa. Thoughts on open? I think the open, you're just fighting an uphill battle. There is infinite thousands upon thousands of bag holders in this thing at this point. And I think any bounce is just going to be a struggle bus. That said, it could go. It's just a thick stock. I think odds unlikely that it works in our favor. Q's smacked. Thoughts on Lobo on this dip? Again, it's just you're risking like air. Like this, you gotta keep in mind this support level's only been here for what, 2 seconds?
It's been here for 3 minutes.
Right, exactly. Like it doesn't really mean anything. It could slam under that without a second thought.
I think a very ideal, I think what we'd really want to see here, right, is this actually consolidate for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, same with Tenon too.
Same with Tenon. Yeah, Tenon's being a little weird because it's doing something so far. Now we're super early in the day, but kind of similar to SNGX in the sense that we get the high day break, fake. Then we actually hold up somehow. Then another high day break, fake. And then we still hold up. So, I think that baits in a lot of shorts. But it's also very rare we see the same kind of concept work back to back.
Someone says Rhea run. I'm pretty sure Rhea did an offering yesterday. Yeah? Yeah. No interest. Yeah, I think at this point, I'm probably not going to trade this. If anything, it's a short, and it'd be a short if it can set a series of lower highs or something and then roll over. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to touch it. Lobo and Tenon. Lobo's setting up better than Tenon, I will say, but still a bit early.
Yeah, definitely still early. I don't love that kind of. We're so close to $1 right now, which is good, but it's a very just key psychological level for a sub-dollar stock. Broke over at once. I wouldn't be surprised to see this break out of that base. It just not to me worth the risk yet. Tenon, this is a pretty key trend break in my opinion. to kind of see what happens, see how this reacts here. If we break under this trend and curl right back into the 180s, start consolidating, I could see a trade on it.
Okay. Win says, what's up? Lobo's up.
Lobo, Tinon, Figma's not.
Not my P&L today. I haven't done anything. Jar says, Matt, if you're short, you're evil. I'm the balance that the world needs. I'm the yin to Tim's yang. Bryce is speechless. He's speechless. It was so poetic. He doesn't know what to do.
The truth is, there is a time and a place to sell short. There's a time and a place to be a long.
If stocks went straight up forever, man, I'd buy everything all the time. But it is my rightful duty as an American to say, to say, hold up.
Guys, if you're not an American, you're not allowed to short. All right. Yeah. According to Matt, it's not your rightful duty anymore.
Yeah. To say, hold up. Wait a minute. Y'all crazy. This is up too much. Figgy's bouncing off this red green, but again, let's keep this in perspective. We've gone down $30 a share. Like, I mean, if we can't even get to 125, oh boy, look out. Like, this thing's going to collapse to 100.
The fact it's like rejecting 120 as hard as it is right now is a little telling.
So, yeah, that's basically the pre-market lows.
Yeah.
Lobo is consolidating nicely. I am watching this one.
Yeah, this is getting nicer. I would really prefer, man, Tinon. There's that kind of fake trend break right there. There. That's exactly what I was looking for. Back to 180. There's not a single way I'm buying that. I can't buy that. Jeez. What a weird mover. This is moving kind of similar to SNGX yesterday in that sense where it's just like doing everything I wouldn't expect it to do. Worst daily chart than SNGX.
Speaking of, what's SNGX? It faded pretty hard yesterday, yeah?
It did, and it's down 10% this morning. Actually, SNGX pretty similar daily chart to Tinon now that I look at it. Lobo, we'll see if this is a kind of fake breakdown here.
Yeah, very key test support here. And Fig is bouncing up to that level. I really don't think it's going to run today, guys, but I'm married to it, apparently. AJ says, you guys sound like regards. Well, Bryce is. I can't speak for myself, but, if we took an IQ test, it might be pretty telling. I think the biggest regard is the one who shows up to a webinar and then says they're regarded. So, joke's on you, buddy.
Man, some people just don't like. I don't know. I don't even know if they don't like.
Some people don't like living. Jar's asking how much money I made this week. I actually don't even know. I can tell you yesterday, Fig was my biggest trade of the entire month. On the long side, I made about 30,000 yesterday, and I sold here like 120. I think was my average sell, 118, 119, something like that. And yeah, like it went to 140. So I'm up. I don't know. I bet you I'm up 50,000 this week. And I will say to my friend AJ, who I put in a timeout, AJ, buddy, I've been doing this a while. It's been 8 years at this point. I wouldn't expect anyone to make $50,000 in their first week of trading. But if you work hard, dreams do come true.
How come you don't treat yourself? Like go buy a car or go travel. You deserve it. To be fair, you did buy a car.
I bought last year I bought a pretty nice truck, paid her off. Because my goal is to have enough savings where if I make money trading, hallelujah. If I don't, I still can, enjoy life. I will say July, I think, was my best month of the year. I haven't totaled it up yet. I had a really good January, so I'll have to go back and look at January, but I think July was my best month of the year. Yeah, these are good questions. Honestly, it's a bit slower today, so feel free to keep them going. Besides, T9's just going up. Someone said, "What did you guys pull in your first year of trading?" Well, honestly, my first year of trading, I was an idiot. I'm not afraid to say that. So my first year of trading, I definitely lost money. I started with a $2,000 account. I'm pretty sure I lost most of that, or it was down to a couple $100 by the time I closed it out. And that was frustrating, but I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't have access to webinars like this and resources like you guys have. So, as a result, I lost money. It wasn't really until I started working pretty closely with Tim Sykes and Stocks to Trade that it turned around. My first year with the $2,000 account, I think I made might have turned it into like 6 or so. And then I put some more money in. And then my first quote unquote real year of trading, I would say, would be 2019. So I started 2017, then there was 2018. Then 2019 was like my first real year of trading where I took it super seriously. I had an okay sized account. I think I made like $40,000 that year. And then 2020, I made probably like 400,000 or so. And then 2021, I think I made like $1 million. So it definitely it like hockey sticks pretty aggressively, for sure.
And I had a pretty similar path to Matt. 2019, I did not make money. 2020 was when I first turned it around. I made 100,000 in 2020. And then in 21, like 700,000, and then 22, 150. That was kind of that path, which, as Matt said, it does start the hockey stick pretty quick.
And that's part of the reason too we're here with TradeFunder, just while we talk about it, because part of the reason it was so slow in the beginning, obviously there's a learning curve, there's studying, You got to know what you're doing. But part of the reason that it was so slow was, well, I didn't have much money to trade with. You don't have much money to trade with, can't really make much money. Obviously now my accounts are much bigger, so it does allow me to see some bigger gains. And that's why I'm personally excited about TradeFunder, because if I had to go back, do it all over again, there's not a question in my brain that I would have used TradeFunder. The problem was it just didn't exist. So this is brand new, first of its kind, where in the United States, you can get a funded trading account. All right, we'll walk through the rules if you got questions, but it's the same way you open a normal brokerage account. If you go to a brokerage account and you're like, hey, I got to put $5,000, $10,000 in there, you have to be over $25,000 just to day trade, which is a pain in the butt. So TradeFunder kind of gives you a shortcut to make all that happen much faster. They will fund you with $25,000. Now, what that means is you still have to kind of fund an account the same way you fund a brokerage account, right? So you're signing up for their funded trading, but you don't have to put in thousands of dollars, $25,000, any of those things. You can get started with just $800 plus a platform fee. So it's $899 here, all in to get started for August. And you have a full $25,000 account to day trade with. Now, with that, right, the question that we get asked the most is, well, what's the most amount of money I can lose? Well, personally for you, the most amount of money you can lose is your $899 that you've put into it. You can't lose any more money than that. So that is your max worst case downside risk, right? Now for them, the reason they're doing this is they want successful traders. They want profitable traders. If they get profitable traders, they make more money. So as a result, they've partnered up here with us at Stocks Trade to, recommend to them successful traders, not just some randos on Wall Street Bets or Twitter or wherever. No, people who actually are showing up to webinars like this, taking their trading seriously because they know you're more likely to succeed because you're already working hard. So with that, they have risk managements in place. You can lose, moral of the story, basically 4 or 5 times more money than you've even put up. And that's well, honestly, a blessing, I think, in my eyes. That's an incredible opportunity for those to get started. And I know a lot of people have gotten started. We've gotten comments here. People are using TradeFunder, which is great, and seeing that success. So I want everyone this weekend, if you feel like, hey, you're missing out on these trades, or FIG, you can't trade, for example, because you feel like you just don't have enough money or buying power to make it worth it. Here you go. This is it. That's your opportunity, because you actually get $100,000 of intraday buying power. All right. So it is a very big opportunity, and one that I encourage you to take seriously. All right. So that link is in the chat. It's in the description. It's on your screen. Let me know if you can't see it, if anyone's having any issues. If there's questions, well, that's what we're here for. All right. Let me know what I can do about those questions. We're happy to help.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Watermark here says TradeFunder is awesome and their customer service is the best I've ever experienced. I agree. I'm a big fan of them. They do a great job. They work hard. And part of the reason they work hard too is their goal. Think of this as like, this is your starting line. All right. This is your first account with them. Now, maybe you just want to use it to grow some money, withdraw your profits, because you can withdraw your profits. And then you're just like, hey, I'm going to take that money and open my own account. That's fine. Like, they're not going to be mad at you. You could use it that way. But what they want, their real end goal is, hey, you show them that you do have consistent success. You're making money trading. So this is your starting line. Then all of a sudden, they'll give you a bigger account, and then a bigger account, and a bigger account. And with better profit splits, more buying power. So that way, in turn, you have the opportunity to make more money. And so do they. They have traders with them that have over $1 million accounts that they can go out there and they can trade with. So, I mean, that's the dream. All right. I use TradeFunder, as Bryce and I have said. It's not my only broker. I have other brokers, but I do actively use TradeFunder. And it's a really cool opportunity. Good question from Karat here. Sorry, Bryce, I cut you off.
You're good. You're good.
Can you trade OTCs? You actually can't with TradeFunder. It's just listed stocks. But trust me, don't worry. You're not missing anything.
Believe me, you are not missing out by not trading the OTC market. Let's see here.
Jara has a comment saying, so you can make $10,000 off one trade if you have 100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. That's just a 10% win.
It's right. Now, again, don't oversize if you're still getting this down. There's no reason to just go risk a blow up. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is crazy. That is just a 10% trade.
Indeed.
Hold on. Good question. Do you see them letting you trade pre-market if you have a good track record? You know what? I'm going to do you one better. Even if you are just getting started, I see them letting you trade pre-market. You could trade 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. with TradeFunder. You just have to go and select. It's like the extended hours trading. This is an advantage we don't talk about that much. Pre-market's hot. Like, there's some great longs in pre-market. And TradeFunder, you can trade pre-market starting at 4 a.m. Really, really awesome in that regard.
Sean says, can you short? You can short a lot of stocks. You can't short hard to borrow stocks. All right. Yep. So that's the only difference between the two. But I know successful traders out there that trade stuff like FIG or Apple or Tesla or Amazon every day. Like, yes, we mostly trade small caps here, but right, like, you've got a great opportunity to be able to trade all those other stocks as well.
100%.
Julio says, open TradeFunder last week. So far, so good. Traded pre-market today. That's awesome. Very, very exciting. Someone says, Robert says, click, click, click. I agree. Go click that link. Like you said, there is talks about TradeFunder raising their price as well, because it obviously got pretty popular pretty quick. So now I think you're good for probably the next few days. I can guarantee you're good for today. So I want you to go this weekend, take a look at that link, take it seriously, and see if that is a good fit for you. I'm going to post it in the chat. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, I would encourage you probably to go over to YouTube. Take a look at our YouTube chat. It's also in the description. Or if you're watching the replay, it's in the description. So go take a look. And yeah. Do you start each day back at 25,000, or do you have the opportunity to grow? No. I mean, it's like a trading account, right? So if let's say you have a $25,000 trading account and you lose $1,000, that trading account is now $24,000.
If you make $1,000, now it's $26,000. And the question that I feel like people are probably thinking is, well, if it goes under $25,000, am I still, am I over the PDT? Can I still trade? Yes, you're trading out of a much bigger pool. That's just your available buying power.
Jackie just signed up for TradeFunder. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yoshi says, how long does TradeFunder give you if you're not making money? Well, if you're following their rules and you stay within their down draw, their loss limit, they'll let you trade until you hit it, basically.
Yep.
That's pretty much how that works there. So say, for example, you're losing like $10 a day. You can do that every day for quite some time before you ever hit one of these down draws. So definitely a very cool opportunity that everyone I would encourage to take seriously right now.
Johan said, how much are the monthly fees? Monthly fees, it's a platform fee of, $99. Tom says that TradeFunder says they have no inactivity rules. You can take a break as long as you want. Yeah, you could literally get access to it, not trade for a month, come back, and when you see an A+ trade, you take it.
Perfect. Well, guys, as I said, I do have to get going. So I don't know if Bryce is going to leave with me, but I want to encourage you all to go take a look at that link. Go use it. See if TradeFunder's for you this weekend. Get started. It's a brand new month. It's August. It's game time. So let's go and let's make the most out of it here together. Get your TradeFunder accounts. Get funded. Get excited. I can't wait to see what we can do together.
For sure. Click that link. It's right there.
All right, folks. Well, that's all I got today. So peace out.
Guys, I'm heading out with